I had a guy over just to cuddle. Like, I was like, hey, want to come over and only cuddle? And for some reason, he agreed to this. I was like, you're getting nothing else. I just want to be held.
Add it to the list of things that men love that women do not realize. Before I hit play, guys, please remember to like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet to catch my videos every Friday. Today, I want to enlighten some of you to things that men actually love. These are things that oftentimes confuse women, and I have come across two videos recently of some women that are slightly confused, or at least the audience and people in the comments are a little bit confused. The first video I already showed you a piece of. It is a woman that invited a man over to cuddle, and guess what? He says yes, and this is what happens.
And I have to say, it was like the best sleepover ever. Because I was tired, like, he came over, and I was like, yeah, you can sleep over, but nothing's happening. I want you to spoon me. And I slept so well. 10 out of 10 experience. I highly recommend. I don't know how I lived without this. Now I'm gonna need to be spooned every single night.
Ladies, trust me when I tell you that men get just as much out of this as you do. They love to cuddle because most men absolutely love physical touch and they need it in order to feel loved. And that does not just include being intimate with you. I, for one, bet you that this man had some of the greatest sleep of his life. I'm not even quite sure why women continue to be confused about this topic because they seem to fully grasp and understand that men tend to love physical touch, that is the way to their heart. And that is the way to connect with them. But unfortunately, women continue to be confused by the fact that that does not just mean being intimate. It doesn't just mean taking off one's clothes and getting there in that way. And I would tend to argue that it actually is a separate piece away from physical touch. And even if you have read, the book where the original 5 love languages comes from, they say that. They say that in order to figure out which love language you speak, like you have to actually completely remove that piece because it's probably because most men would end up in that category by accident because they do, need that intimacy in that way. But what a lot of women still don't understand is that a lot of men would be categorized under that, even with removing that piece. Like they truly are feeling loved, even when they hold your hand, when you give them a hug, absolutely when you cuddle. Any kind of like gentle, appealing touch is loving to them. It is exactly why men love head scratches. They love like back scratches. They love it if you have like longer nails and you're running your fingertips along their skin, literally anywhere. It's why a lot of men love like reaching over when they're driving and just like having their hand on you. It's why they love having their hand on the small of your back, when you're walking through a crowded area. It's even why they like playing with your hair sometimes. And then there's other senses that come along with it too, I believe, like smell. They love to be close to you to smell your scent. I saw a really interesting comment, and I don't even remember the platform that it was on after I posted a short video on this clip. And it was a man talking about how he had been sleeping by himself. He'd been single for years. And he all of a sudden one night woke up and he had this strong sensation of like temperature change. So there was like warmth. And then I think he said that he like felt hair on him, like somebody's long hair. And then he like woke up enough then to be aware that, wait, he's not like dating anyone. He literally wasn't with anyone the night before. How has somebody gotten into his bed? How is he sleeping with somebody now? And apparently, the senses all told him that it was a woman. Well, he gets fully awake and then he realizes that no one was there. It was all in his imagination. And then on, after that night, he was sleeping for like a couple hours at a time. It was almost as if his subconscious realized that he was missing it in his life, and he actually had difficulty sleeping after that, unfortunately. Hopefully it's an issue that resolved. But it brings me back to my point that a lot of men love this. They need this. And women just don't realize why. They continue to see men in a very negative light. And any kind of like physical touch that a man desires or wants, women will make the mistake of categorizing it into one thing that these guys are wanting. And that's not true. Like, men are oftentimes just as much satisfied on a different level to just get the physical touch rather than, actually being clothes off intimate. I mean, they like that too. No one's going to argue that. But that brings me on to the second video that I have to show you guys today. This video created a pretty big debate in the comments on whether or not this woman was clingy or if she's just being loving. So I'm gonna play the video and see what you guys think, and then I'll give my opinion on it. I had to take the music out of this one, but he says, she doesn't care where she is as long as she's with me. She's been this way for 16 years now. First of all, I almost didn't even see her there because she looked like a piece of insulation. Like, I had to watch this a couple of times. When I originally saw this video, my first thought was that, okay, well, there's some men that really do like clingy women, and there's a lot of positives to clingy. But then when I sat back and realized the verbiage that I was using, this isn't really actually clingy necessarily. I mean, you can actually really tell that it's not clingy in this situation. So I'm going to talk you through that. See if you guys agree or disagree with me. Like always, you can leave it in the comments, but I don't think that she's being clingy. I think that she's being present. She's showing interest. And she's being pretty darn peaceful about it, right? She's just kind of sitting and chilling, and he's doing what he needs to do. I think that men, they love this because it's showing a loving nature from that woman. It's love in action. A lot of times women will talk about how acts of service is like the action that they feel love from a man. Well, this is a really good example of how men will feel love through action. And it's literally the woman's action in making sure that she can be present in his life. She can be where he is. For a lot of men that say that they love a clingy woman, it is not necessarily what you're thinking. It is not the negative aspects, okay? It's not the unhealthy kind. It's not the clingy as in she's needing constant attention and affirmation. It's not born out of this annoying insecurity that's coming from that woman, because trust me, that is not attractive, and no man actually wants that, because the problem with that is that it starts to hinder into his peaceful nature, right? And he ends up needing to give you a whole lot more. Whereas this sort of presence that this woman is presenting with, it's not pushing anything onto him. She's not like requiring anything extra from him. She's literally just there giving him her presence out of a desire to be near him because she loves him. And the bottom line is that it's showing to that man that that woman actually likes him. And that is something, unfortunately, even when a man is in a relationship with a woman over a long period of time, like oftentimes because of how women start shifting their mindset and start treating their men start to wonder if that woman actually likes him. And a lot of times, unfortunately, that's coming from a pretty accurate place. Like, a lot of women do end up not liking their husbands, unfortunately. And I'll tell you what, guys, I will admit that this is a really good measure to determine whether the woman that you're looking to date, the woman that you're dating, the woman that you're married to, whether or not, or at least to like which degree she actually likes you. And trust me, I understand that we all go through seasons. I think that as you're together longer, you're naturally going to want to spend more time apart because you've been together for so long. Like, you already know a lot about each other, and the times that you are together, I think that you kind of grow to a point of kind of condensing your quality time so that time that you do spend together is actually like really high quality versus the time that you spend together like early on before you really know each other. You're trying to get to know each other. It's kind of hit or miss, with the amount of quality that comes with that time. But going back to my point, I think that it's a really good measure of how much a woman really likes you, because women cannot pretend on this point, okay? They will sometimes drag on a relationship. Maybe they're getting something out of you. Maybe it is a marriage that you've been together for a long time and you have kids. Whatever it is, this is a key indicator. If she's like constantly away from you, if she doesn't want to be around you, and she doesn't actively show efforts towards being with you when you're doing whatever it is you're doing, that can be a red flag. And vice versa, if you have a woman in your life that is finding that she is like tagging along with you. For example, you're just going to Walmart, you're going to Lowe's or Home Depot, and she wants to come with you. Like, she, especially to a hardware store, she likely has nothing of high interest for her to look at. If she's tagging along with you to do those things, that is an indicator that she definitely loves you. And you should feel like that's a loving thing for her to do. You should allow that feeling in, because I think it's pretty accurate. That's what I think. But as always, guys, I'll be really interested to know what you think. What are some other things, by the way, that men actually really love and a lot of women may not understand or they misconstrue? Leave it in the comments. As always, have a great week, and I will see you next Friday.